lines?
Yeah,
Oh.
sound waves.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the O Charles Show. I'm your host, Charlie Charles, and I'm here with special guest Jane to talk about how to stay positive in a shutdown culture. So thanks so much for joining us, Jane.
Thank you for having me.
Jane has been on the podcast before talking about how to feed a family well when you have a busy schedule, so you can go back and listen to that from our January season. But today we're talking about positivity. And I feel like probably everybody has experienced frustration when you are excited about something or ready to be a team player and you show up and people are just kind of ready to shut you down and cut off your friendliness and return it with kind of a stony stare of indifference. So we're going to talk about that and some of the frustrations and where does it come from and what can we do about it. So
Yes.
here we go.
Great.
First of all, also, I will say, anybody that knows Jane will know that she is the epitome of a positive person. So, that's one of the key traits here. So, she is an expert to talk about this with you all today.
Well, I don't feel like an expert. I will say my family certainly, lets me vent, which would be sharing the negative. But, I'm kind of addicted to being happy. I want to be happy. So, and I want others to be happy. So I'm kind of addicted to the feeling of that I get when I feel like I've made something else great for someone else.
Yes. And that's the thing. That's a good point. You're not always going to be, oh, I'm so happy. It's not like the stereotypical Pollyanna. We're not saying optimism to the point of where you're not acknowledging any of your negative feelings. That's unhealthy, actually.
I had one, I'll just jump in. I had one person, I think it actually shocked them and bothered them. And they didn't really believe I was genuine because we are living in a world where people are not very positive or happy a lot of the time.
Especially in our state. So we live in Michigan.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's gray. There's this culture of just the very okay, I'm from Michigan. I'm here to get my groceries and get out. Nobody.
But in working kind of one-on-one with this person, I over the time, a year or two, I think the person actually, it bothered them that I really was enjoying myself and having a good time every week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's positivity.
Hard for them to believe, I think, because so many others aren't that way.
Yes.
And so I think they almost thought I was putting on a show, but I'm not. I mean, this is how I am everywhere I go.
Yeah. So why is that important, and why do you choose that? And kind of talk us through how does that play out for you in terms of thoughts and actions, and what are, I guess, the benefits of that?
One, I feel a little unqualified to speak about this because I know my tendency is to, even growing up, was to see things half full, to give people the benefit of the doubt. You're a lot like this.
Wow.
And that my mother, even growing up, raising me, would say that. I woke up happy. I went to bed happy. So it's a little, I know that's my tendency.
Yes, but I mean, I guess in adult life, some people might argue that when they realize what's going on in the real world, it sort of shut down their zest for life that they had as a kid. So that clearly didn't happen to you. Why do you think that is? It's not like you're not living real life.
Oh, right.
As you're saying, you do experience these conflicts with the choices you're making.
Oh, yeah, and raising a family and jobs, and there's lots of challenges in the world and the news and everything. But we also know that the more we see the positive or we look for it, the more we'll see it. So we know it's a habit. I talk about this with my kids, but if we exercise, it's just like a muscle. And I know the more I exercise a negative muscle, I'm giving power and energy that way. But the more I exercise the seeing the positive and enjoying, we only get one life to live. Mm-hmm. I want to have, I think really I'm a selfish person in a kind of good way. And I want to have a good life. I want to put my head on my pillow at the end of the day and have enjoyed my day
Yeah.
I want to raise children who are enjoyable to be around. I want to be around. I want to enjoy being with my kids. So I do. I really do. I have fabulous kids.
And part of enjoying your life would then also mean helping others to enjoy their lives around you.
Right.
So there's the difference. How come there are people only living for themselves that are miserable? Well, because when you're only focused on yourself, it's like, well, is that all there is then? Is just you? And what you want to do is playing video games in your basement? Is that all life is?
I don't know. Or
no.
you mentioned Michigan. I feel like there is a culture of complaining, a culture of, and it's not just Michigan, in our young people of like, I'm always tired, and in our adults too. Everyone, I mean, I tell my kids, we're not ever allowed to say that out in public.
I will never say that to my family.
I will never, ever say to someone outside of my family, and you probably rarely hear me say it, and I have had, I sometimes complain about not getting enough sleep when I'm 5 or 6 days in of sleepless nights.
But guys, imagine you walk up to somebody, and this has probably happened to you, but guess what? You might have done this to somebody too, so don't do it again. They come to you and they're like, hey, how are you? How's your day going? Oh, I'm tired, girl.
Or sending a kid to a lesson. Or me going into work and greeting a coworker or whoever it is. It immediately, just saying you're tired or I'm tired.
There's the shutdown culture. It's like, I'm going to shut down your happiness because I'm not happy right now.
And again, I'm going to say, I know they're not doing this to me on purpose. This is how they have, this is their culture.
So there you go. That's the positive spin, is that part of living positively, I think, is looking at where people are coming from and their perspective and recognizing that their response to you, not always internalizing that. Because really, internalizing everybody's response is assuming that the world revolves around you, which it doesn't, and you will have a better life giving people the benefit of the doubt. Within reason, of course.
Right.
But I also will say that, like, it's been scientifically proven that practicing thankfulness makes you live longer.
Oh, yeah.
It's better for your brain. You get better sleep. So
every day is a new day. Yeah. So we do this. You're so good about doing this. And I look forward to waking up. Now, like, I have not had a full night of sleep in a while. I have toddlers. And so, yeah, I was slow going this morning, but I'm excited to meet the day. I'm excited to see my kids again. Greeting people with a smile. Good morning. How are you? A hug, blah, blah, blah. This positive encounter to start the day.
And as a Christian, the Bible never says be positive, but we are supposed to give thanks in all the circumstances we find ourselves in. And Jesus says he's come to give us abundant life, so claim it. Recognize it. Yeah. I mean, no matter what you're going through, there is some gift that you've been given. It might just be a sunrise in the morning, so claim that sunrise as part of your abundant life.
Or that you took a breath when you woke up. Yeah. I know I've heard somebody say that, like finding that. I will say there are other ways of getting out of the negative, like the reading scripture in the morning.
Yes.
First thing, putting God's word in head and heart, so that what I'm feeling, what am I putting in, what's coming out?
Yeah, that's actually something we talk about in our previous episode about balancing the news in your life. The use of technology and just flooding your brain with the news kind of puts it on a negative path. So if you want to go back and listen to that, but yes, all that is related together. What are you putting into your brain, and how does that affect it? So
I think many people go through life not thinking how they physically look, like their smile or their facial expressions or their posture or their attitude affects others. And that's, again, an awareness of someone else.
Yeah. So we kind of already got into this, that you are a naturally positive person, but how do you think personality might play a role? And I guess I have a different personality. I think, like, I am a bit more introverted, but I feel that I'm still pretty positive. I mean, I like to have a nice time in life. So I would
Yes,
say
and you greet everyone with a smile, and
personality
it's
is not an
genuine.
excuse. Like, you don't have to be going around screaming hello to everybody, but you can still be courteous in your interactions.
Right. And
Yeah.
I just, I remember, I was just shocked. The other day, checking out at the store, and I had some issues and had to ask for help from the employee, and he kept having to come over. And then he thanked me and ended up gifting me extra discounts. He said, and I was wanting to thank him. And he said he was thanking me for being so kind. And I was shocked. I was like, wait, no, I should be thanking you for all of your help. And he's like, no, thank you so much for being nice through all of this. And it just makes everything better.
And I think, yeah, people's knee-jerk reaction is frustration, negativity. Like, even if it's something fun, they're like, oh, why do we have to do this, you know? But you will stand out if you're not that way. And sometimes it'll turn out in your favor.
And again, back to being selfish, I really like feeling like I'm helping somebody have a better day. Even if even if I never find out that I did, but it's sort of like spreading this
it's a great
magical
feeling. I mean, do you want to feel like $1 million? Then just like help somebody randomly and you will feel amazing. Like,
yeah.
You know, even small things, and you just get in your car like, oh my gosh,
Right.
I helped somebody at the store.
Right.
It's a great feeling. It feels great. And I think that's what people are missing out on when they are on their screens and when they are only just watching other people live life.
I saw this recently. I'm going to interrupt you. That if you're on your screen for a while, notice your breath. You're not taking a full breath. And I have noticed this.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh my gosh. It's like cutting off oxygen.
Oh my gosh.
And so I have, when I'm actually on my phone, starting to tell myself to breathe. Take a full breath, because I was like, oh my gosh, I am barely, like, your breath gets very shallow.
That is so interesting.
So, you know,
yeah, I think
we do want to be careful. This culture, I don't know if it's just screens and it's an interest. It really bothers me when I'm super excited to go somewhere or start a new class or take a class or start a new year at school or whatever it is. And you walk in, I walk in with, I'm happy to be there. And then the person welcoming is like, well, I could barely get here. I'm sure all of you are just so upset that we're starting back. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yeah. I was ready. I was excited.
So there's the negative about the negative there.
Oh, yeah, there's the negative.
Yeah, I think as a culture, focusing on yourself and instead of looking outward, also part of it, I think, is just common courtesy. I would not unload my sleeping habits on somebody in the class. That's not really polite. There's a lot of things that I do or have been raised to do because that's what you do. At the end of a class, you go up and say thank you to your teacher. And then people have said, you know, wow, you're so positive and smiling, and that literally, I mean, you really want to get on your professor's good side, sit at the front of the class and smile at them at the beginning of class, and they will be thrilled. You'll be a favorite student. I know this because I do that every year.
Mm-hmm.
But it's because, yeah, people just notice it, and I don't think.
And I don't know if it's screens or I think no one's. I know some people are talking about customer service.
People aren't talking about manners and awareness of other people's feelings.
So you can tell when you walk into an establishment, you and I have talked before about this, of walking in and you can feel the energy.
Yes. And
you know if it's a good environment to work in, if it would be fun to work there from the top down. You can feel it.
Isn't it fun to watch people have fun?
It's fun to watch people have fun.
If people are having fun, you can watch them do the most ridiculous thing and you'll enjoy it.
Right.
If people are having fun waiting on your table, you'll be excited when the server comes up because you're like, oh, this person's having a great time.
You can feel it. And it's not from the bottom up. it's from the top down. So if people feel respected in the workplace, and it's not just in the workplace, but this would be in the home too.
Yeah.
If you feel heard, respected, there are boundaries, you know, that there are established boundaries, and then fun within the boundaries.
So that would be something if you are in a position of leadership, and guess what? Everybody is. I mean,
Yeah.
you may be in a position of leadership because you get your dog water in the morning, or because you're an example to younger siblings and cousins, or because you're the CEO of a New York law firm. But either way, you can make a difference by making sure that the people that look up to you feel respected by you and valued.
So on a musical side, I'm a musician. I play a game with myself all the time. I really try to see if I can make the correction within the ensemble without telling someone that it was bad or wrong. So I play a game with, there's a way to fix the note for it to be in tune, for, you know, to, whether it's a big ensemble or just one-on-one, there are ways to fix the note, fix the problem musically without hopefully making the person feel bad.
Yeah.
And actually giving them more confidence that they were able to do it. And then shaping them, giving them the tool so to fix the problem.
Yes.
And then it builds a stronger ensemble.
Yeah. And when you're listening to some nice music that sounds in tune, you're having a better time.
True.
That's part of the ensemble. So it's not really so hard to go about life with a more positive aspect. I think it just involves a little more thought than usual, but a lot of
For some people, it might be just choosing.
Yeah.
I'm going to choose to have a good time.
Yeah, there's the thing. I think part of it is that when you are on screens all the time, you're letting other people's lives kind of define you and that you compare to them, and usually you fall short. It could be in a very small way. My fried egg does not look like her fried egg, okay? It didn't sit on a perfect quinoa with sliced avocados. I don't even like fried eggs, but that's an example. But, you know, and so then you're negative about your fried egg. Well, for heaven's sakes, who cares? I mean, nobody's looking at it. If it tastes good, it's good. But, you know,
Right.
And so you're comparing yourself, and then you're like, wow, I'm falling short in all these ways that who knew you could fall short in frying an egg? But I think what you've said to me many times is walk into a room and go, people are lucky that I'm here because I am going to have a good time and I'm going to help other people have a good time and I'm a fun person to be around. So when you choose to be confident in yourself and choose to have fun by yourself, you're going to naturally spread positivity to the people around you.
Right. I told my son going to camp last week, even if it's just you, have fun. Like, if no one else reaches out to you, obviously I'm encouraging him to reach out and look for people and sit, you know, but if no one does it your way, just have fun with yourself. Choose the activities you want to do. Go and have a good time. You don't necessarily need anybody else to have a good time, and maybe a few others will have a good time around you.
Yes. So really there are, I guess let's get into some of the practical things you can do when you walk into a room. It doesn't matter what other people are doing. It doesn't matter if you don't want to talk to anybody. You can smile and shoulders back and look people in the eye, but not like weird. But I think hold your head up and hold your shoulders back. And don't be afraid to think to yourself, I am here and I am right here in this room. I deserve to be here. Like, don't feel like you want to shrink into the wall. Go, I'm here, I'm taking up space, and I'm happy, and I'm going to make other people have a better time.
Yeah. Even if I never said a word, if I'm listening as an audience member, I'm trying to be what I would want. I'm trying to be the audience member that I would want to be.
Yeah.
That I would want to have if I was in front of the group. I think some people just have never been in front of a group, and they have no idea what they look like from the other side. But part of that is putting yourself in somebody else's shoes.
Yeah, your face has a lot to do with it. Well, scientifically, when you smile, it teaches your body to feel happy. So if you smile while you're running, which I'm not great about, but it supposedly will help you feel less mad that you're running and that it's hard.
Yes, and I'm sure my husband would disagree with me, but my philosophy and his running philosophy are completely opposite. So he, will say, take the hill. And I'm like, oh, I want to enjoy this. So I'm going to slow down because running up the hill is very hard. So I'm going to slow down and then I'm going to enjoy the down. So,
Yeah.
there's the difference in life.
So when I was I guess I was probably 8 when I started doing cross country. And I had not really done serious running before. I had done like a mile at the track. And my mom just kept saying, oh, enjoy the trees, enjoy nature. And I'm like, I can't because I can't breathe. And now I'm like, oh, I'm just going to run without my headphones in so I can enjoy the sounds of nature. So if your mom is positive, you have hope. Some of those genes did get in there. Trust me.
And sometimes it's just choosing to go in with that smile, choosing to go in and let things go. I just saw a thing about choose happiness over bitterness. Life is too short. Let it go. It's very hard sometimes to let go of grudges or things, but sometimes just choosing and actually somebody in one of my ensembles said, I'm just going to take some things off the table. Like, that's not going to be in my head or as part of the conversation because it's not going to go to a positive place. So, I need to choose not to always put everything on the table.
Yeah, and also choose to, it's not just...
And I don't always have to be right.
Yeah, and that can be in your own head as well. Nobody is thinking about you as much as you think. And it can be tempting to be negative sometimes because you are down on yourself for whatever's going on, but people really aren't thinking about you. They're worried about themselves. So usually things are not as big of a deal as you think. So that could go in the opposite direction. Rather than focusing on the negative about yourself, choose to focus on the positive about yourself. And also, you're great at this, but reframing the way you say things. So rather than going into something saying, I'm going to be bad at this, go in saying, I'm going to learn what I need to improve. Or rather than saying, I'm tired, say, I'm going to go to bed early tonight.
Right.
So flip it to a positive so you don't sink into the negative.
Yeah.
You can choose to lift yourself out and lift people around you out.
Oh, I love that.
Or you can dig yourself into a hole. I mean, which would you rather do?
Yeah. And I just want to be, I think it's good to be the person that you want I try to be the person that I wish would be around me.
Yeah. So most of the time, people around you are not going to be doing what you wish they would, but you are only in control of what you can do.
That's true.
So be the person that you wish they were.
Yeah.
And then they might catch on, they might not, but either way, you've done something to bless someone else, and that's going to be a better feeling than giving them back what they're giving you.
I also think it's really good to share with people when you feel like you experience something positive, let them know. Whether it's a coworker, a good job, somebody did something that impressed you, whatever it was, big or small, verbalizing it.
Yeah.
Calling it out.
Write a thank you note. That's something nobody does anymore, but you can do it. Or just come up and say thank you and be appreciative of it. I mean, so many people just walk out of a class never interacting with their teacher, but instead you can come up and say thank you. That does make a difference.
Yeah.
May or may not make a difference in your grade too. But
right.
No, but it does. Why would you choose to walk away from something great and not tell that person? Because think about how that would be meaningful to you.
Yeah.
When somebody tells you that they appreciate what you did, that makes you want to do it again. You know, it's when everyone in our culture is just shutting down and absorbing experiences but never putting anything out except the negative, you can choose to put out the positive.
That's right.
Like, think about the comments on social media. How many comments are negative?
Yeah, I'm
ridiculous.
sure. I don't even like to read comments, but I'm
Yeah.
sure that it's mostly negative.
Most of the time, it's like, oh, this is ridiculous. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's like, just be quiet. I love listening to these podcasters, and they got a bunch of complaints about the amount of advertising they had in their episode. It's like, why are you complaining? They're moms. They're trying to make money. I mean, are you doing a podcast? Because finding advertising is like impossible, and when you do find it, you're not making money otherwise, you know?
Yeah.
Like, are these people willing to pay them a salary? I don't think so. So don't complain.
Yeah.
And instead, just be thankful they're doing it. You can you can make adjustments to avoid things that are negative to you as well.
Yeah.
You don't have to sit there
Right.
complaining about it.
Yeah.
Are there any other things you think of, like, today, for our listener? I like to kind of make it practical rather than being like, get into a positive headspace.
Oh, right.
None of this, we're actually not talking about positive headspace. You can be in a very negative headspace.
Yeah.
And your actions can be positive.
That is true.
What, something for the person listening right now, maybe they're in the car, maybe they're waking up, whatever. The next person they encounter, how can they make that a positive interaction, even if the other person is living in this shutdown culture?
Wow, you can't beat a smile, for sure. And, if you can't do the smile, sometimes not saying anything, and I'm not always good at that. But I am learning. I'm always in a place of, I love learning, and I do know that I can improve and develop more of my positive skills and different, whatever it is. I'm learning that I don't always need to say what comes into my head.
Yep.
I'm not always good at that because I'm also very loyal to my family and friends, and I will speak up on the behalf of someone else, on behalf of for their well-being. Yeah. For their benefit, I will sacrifice my dignity.
Yes.
I know one time I was in the airport. I mean, this is just a personality thing. And it was right after they changed where you had to do all self-check-in, and the line was like 100 long. I was directing traffic. I didn't even work for Delta. I was working for Delta that day. I coordinated, okay, this is open, this terminal is open. All right, now you go here. Okay, this person is open. Okay, and I directed traffic for like 45 minutes. And I don't even work for them. I was just helping people without being mean. But anyway, just finding a way to help make somebody's day better.
So you could have stood there being angry about it, or you could just make the line move faster with some positive help.
There you go.
So there you go. There's your option.
I don't know. You said it. Gratefulness. Finding something to be thankful for. Thank you for the car I'm driving, even though the check engine light is on.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is.
You can always find a blessing. You can always smile. If your jawbone is broken,
and you're good about saying this. We never know what that other person is going through. We don't know what they had in their day.
Yeah. So, even drivers on the road, I mean, you have no clue. And think about how many times you've cut someone off on accident. You don't want them assuming the worst of you. I will say, in driving specifically, when somebody lets you in or waves to say thank you, that makes a huge difference. I have prayed blessings on people that let me turn when it was a long line of traffic. I will never forget this one time I'm driving. There was a lot of construction on a road outside of our house, and so people were regularly having to stop, let people go through to turn onto a road. This guy stops and just gives me this huge smile and waves me to turn. I was like, oh my gosh, God bless you for that smile. I hope great things happen to you today. You can make so much of a difference with even small choices.
Yes. There you go.
And you'll make a difference in your life as well.
Yay!
So I hope you have learned something that you will put into practice and share, hopefully in a positive way, with your family members. Don't go around saying, you don't do this, so listen to this podcast. But you might say, I think you might have some help.
Or how can I help make this? I pray this a lot. How can Lord, help me make this help me make this better. Whatever it is, just let me be a positive and helpful person in whatever environment I'm entering.
Yes. And as we said, and as we said at the end of many of these episodes so far, these things aren't things you can do in 5 seconds. This is not an Instagram reel, it's a podcast, because this is something you practice and practice and practice, and you don't always feel like it, and you still practice, because that's how you improve. So hopefully you look at it in a positive way and decide to start making some positive changes to the culture today.
And have a happy day.
Yes, have a great day. Thank you so much for listening to the Oh Charles Show. Again, I'm your host, Charlie Charles. Over and out.